everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. I am on with a bit of an estate sale haul. I was lucky enough to find one in the area and run along to it and grab a few things. Nothing too exciting, so I grabbed myself a whole lot of junk. But yeah, and there was sort of like bulk little lots of stuff in boxes, so I ended up with some stuff that I probably don't want and that, so I've got to sort through it all. So I thought we'd go through some of it while I sort it and put it away. Yeah, so this is my Thrifty Thursday for this week, and Thrifty Thursday is an open collaboration hosted by Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming, so I'll link her down below. Heaps of people are involved in this one, so if you like seeing thrift hauls, you can go to Sheree's channel, check out her Thrifty Thursday, and underneath she links all the participants, so you can go see their videos if you want to sit and binge watch thrift hauls all day, which sometimes I do because I quite enjoy them. I think that was one of the things that got me started in junk journaling is I started seeing people's thrift hauls with all their crafty stuff and what they did with all their op shop stuff, and it gave me a purpose for all the junk I was picking up from the op shop. So yeah, so I kept doing it more. Anyway, let's get started here. So I have there were some patterns. Now, most of these aren't really the style that I would use for my journals, so I'll probably get rid of most of these. I don't mind this one though, so I might keep that one. Although I reckon the pattern in this one might be intact. So I don't know, might end up selling that one, we'll see. So I've got that one and this one. I love these though, these are quite retro, so maybe I will use that one and chop these out for some tags and that, because that would be pretty cool. It's quite ripped in that as well. Look at these gorgeous costumes. I mean, I could use them, but I think someone might really like those costumes, so I'll probably pass that one on. They're really cute. And then there were these. Someone was right into costumes, so they're religious costumes. So not something I would make. Could cut them out in that, but it's not a theme that I'd probably use myself, so I'll probably pass these ones on as well. So there's two lots of those. Aren't they cool? There was knitted coat hangers using nylon ribbon. I know some people like doing those. This is just a page for a crochet beret. Might give that to my daughter. Winter warmers, designs for hats, scarves and gloves. Again, that's probably one I'll pass on as well. So I might put them in a pile together like that. This one's quite retro. I don't mind that. Could be folded as a page. I could even make some pockets with it in a retro style journal. So I might keep that one. This one's retro again. I don't really see people these days doing this style, so I don't think anyone will miss doing those, so I'll probably use those in journals. So what I might do is put the things that I'll probably try and sell or pass on over in this side, and the ones that I'll keep over this side. Love this transfer library, embroidery transfer library, 150 motifs. Oh great, yeah, I'll keep that. They're very vintage. And I've seen people use these and do them on fabric or on paper to do designs for their journals on tags and that. So I will keep that to do that sort of thing with. And then the packaging is absolutely gorgeous for a page in a journal. So definitely keep that one. This is 4-ply knitting for the first 6 months. Isn't that cute picture on it? That is so cute. I'm not sure about that. I love that picture in the middle. That's really sweet. Be quite nice in a baby themed journal. But someone might use that as well. I might put that in the to go and I will consider it when I go through it all again. Because I do have a fair bit of this sort of thing. I'll be keeping this one. I love these vintage crochet and lace books. Crochet Edges by Simcoe. have a few of these that were my grandmother's, so I do like collecting these. Beautiful little books. Chair back designs. So this is another crochet book. It's an interesting one. Put that in the to-go. I might let my daughter have a look through them in case she's interested. Another crochet edges by My Art. It's a nice old one again. Some doilies on the back. Keep that one. Beautiful sized pages and very nice and vintage looking, aren't they? Thing is, I find them so hard to use, but I have enough now that I might just be able to start using one of them and hoard the others. Patterns knitting book. This one's beautifully old, so I'll probably keep that one to use. Again, I don't see many people. I suppose some people still knit the socks like that. I remember my mum knitting socks like that. I'd find them so bulky and uncomfortable now. So yeah, I'll keep that one. Enid Gilchrist sleepwear and undies, 50 cents. Oh yeah, those patterns are amazing. Even the undie ones. How retro are they? They're like pantaloons. So that's gorgeous. So I did unpack all the stuff I got and just put it in piles of like things because it was all over the place, but I haven't had a good look at it. Thought I'd leave that to do together with you guys. So there's another one of these patterns. As I said, I might keep these just as pages for journals because they're a bit creased and that. For anyone to really want them. And they're nice and retro. I don't mind using creased stuff, especially my own journals. That one's nice and retro too. Yeah, I love some of the pictures, especially because they're all sort of lavender colours. Oh, this is cute. Booty book. 21 pairs of baby booties. Just love that page. That'd be my favourite page in the whole thing. Look at the cute little pictures. They make beautiful tags and journaling cards in baby journals. Lullaby, Snowdrop. Snuggly, that is beautiful, isn't it? Someone might like that one, but again, it would make quite a nice page as well. Put that in my to keep, but I might change my mind. Check Heaton Children's Classics. Now this looks quite sort of new. Some of those jumpers I think people might still like to make for their children or grandkids. I might pass this one on. It's a bit new for my liking. I probably wouldn't use that. Cedar birth to 3 to 6 months. I'll keep that one. This one's sweet, isn't it? Peter Pan. Itty Bitty Baby Designs. Cross stitch. They'll be cool actually because I've got books full of all these little like 2L cross stitch that I think would be fun to do for journals at times. So I might hang on to this and put it in my bookcase in case I'd like to do some little cross stitch. So put all of that together. Now Now this was the best of the bunch, I think. Look how vintage that looks. Gift and Novelty Book, Paragon. It looks so old. Rainbow Fantasy Tea Cozy. Pot holders. Doesn't seem to have a date. But yeah, that's gorgeous. I'll be hanging on to that one. Carnival. 6 hand knits for the family. Bit new for my liking. So that can go. And we've got Golden Hands. I've got some Golden Hands books here. I've got a big set of them actually that I thought I might make into journals sometime. Whether I ever get around to it, I don't know. So they're nice and retro. That. Yeah, I think I'll hang on to this one. Gorgeous retro pictures. Crochet collection. This is Golden Hands as well. I'll hang on to that as well. Nice and retro. Okay, so it's to hang on to, that's to go. Now I've also got this bag full of bits and pieces, press studs and, or snaps I should say, and that sort of thing, which I love keeping for the sewing journals. So I thought we'll go through and just sort it out into piles of like things. I think it's mainly needles and snaps. So looks like some sewing machine needles there. And just some hand needles, so I'll sort them into piles. Sewing machine needles. So I'll hang on to all of this sort of stuff. I'm not sure what, I mean, I've got that many needles as it is, but have been breaking a few lately, so, so doing my binding. Some buttons. What are these? Hook and bar. Oh, I've seen those bar things before. What the heck are they for? I'm going to have to look those up because I have no idea what you do with those. And I found some of those bar things. It was probably in this haul all loose and I had no idea what group to put them in. So snaps, put them in a pile. Lots and lots of needles. There's a nice, oh, that one will be perfect for bookbinding. Snap, needle. Stretch. So you have no idea about using these. I've never changed the needle in my sewing machine, so I have no idea. These are nice and vintage. I love these, but I also love the packaging and that. So these are, I keep all of these to use in any future. I'd love to make a whole heap of sewing journals in the future. I'm starting to get used to, I say mass making, but I only just did 3 in 1, but that's about as mass as I get, I think. Some more buttons. Look at that card too, the monster card. It's a bit raggedy, isn't it? But yeah, I love that. So this might be a long video, either that or if it gets too long, I'll cut it into a few bits. Labels off of the stuff, I'll keep them as well. I'll put them to the side. Needles, label, snaps. What are these? These are snaps as well. Doona snap fasteners. They're different. Long needles. Beading needles, all nice. I don't think I've got any like that there. Heaps long and real narrow tips. I didn't know there were so many different needles. Oh, look at this one. Oh, I'm getting excited. Home needle kit. I've probably got 10 of these and I'm getting excited over this because I never take much notice. Mattress needles. Bodkin. I have to look all of these up too because I have no idea. Needle threader, betweens, embroidery darners, and sharps. They're the ones we stay away from, the sharps. Directions, perfect fitting corsetry, reducing and supporting. Oh, this is so cool. Best applied when lying down. I love how she's got someone else having to help her put a corsetry on. That is really cool. Definitely be keeping that as ephemera. That's awesome. I'll have to look up about it, won't I? How to put it on. Nice. I'll put that with the labels. Then we've got this, stocking, darning stuff. What do they call it? Clark's mending, flow sheen stuff. Mending cotton. Darning. I'm pretty sure you use it for your stockings and stuff. There's a needle in that one. Again, I just love the packaging. I've got a few bits of this sort of stuff. Mending silk. There's some nylon. Hosiery mending pack. So they'll all stay together. Another embroidery label. Broken snaps. You see, I'll use the snaps and then probably just collage with this because I find it hard to chuck it away. Some vintage pins that are sort of oxidised a bit, so that's nice. I won't have to do that myself. Got some, they called them studs, aren't they? Sort of hooks. Prim's complete set. There's another label for some mending plate, however you want to say it. Some more needles. I shan't ever want for sewing machine needles. Old pins. It says vintage cheddar and caramelised onion, but it's been reused to store. Oh, hang on. I'll get into there and have a look. Oh, look at that. An Anzac appeal pin. A Yelp Mates club pin. I'll have to look these up. Oh, it says sad up the top of the little dog's head. 1973, that one. And this one, all in off. I have to look that up too. So that's really cool. I didn't know they were in there. What else have we got here? Another label. Some more hosiery mending stuffs. Label. This is just a pin pot, which is awesome because I've used most of my pins in my laces to store my laces. So that is so good. I thought I had like heaps and heaps of pins, but then yeah, I went winding up all my ribbons and laces and I almost ran out. So great to have some more. Some more press stud thingy-jigs. Some more there. And there's those pins. So next I've got some more random stuff that looks mostly like sewing bits and pieces. So there are a couple of these vintage tubes of buttons. So initially it says 36 pieces. It's definitely not that in there now, 88 cents. But they're like candy cane ones. Beautiful vintage ones. So I'll hoard them for a while. They'll be great Christmas journals. And then this tube, which has quite a few in it. They're shell-like looking ones. That says quantity 50, $1.76. Fashion indents. And they're these beautiful ones. So they're lovely. And then a random button. A fan. I've got a pile of fans here. I must make some journals and put them on the covers or something, because, yeah, one of my friends gave me a whole pile. Now I've got that one. And then a whole lot of my bobbins, which is really cool, because if you've been watching me, you would have seen that I've got some of those bobbin clips to attach these to the corresponding cotton that I'm using. So when you see later on what I've got in this haul, I have a lot of organising to do, so I'll be doing that a bit later. So put them to the side. I'll put the buttons together. I'll have to find where I put my other fans. Now, this little box, there are all these little boxes that I've been trying to find bits and pieces of. It's got a date on there, October the 17th of 1958. Yeah, there were bits of paper, and of course I can't throw them out. This is home dressmaking, Smart Magyar Coty. So I'll keep that for some collaging. Yeah, very, very old paper bits. Oh, look, it's just falling into pieces in my hand, so I'm trying not to touch them too much. I'll just use them for something. There's some vintage pins. A little note here. Oh, that's right, it's a receipt from 1923 from Port Pirie Technical School. So I'll treasure that. And then in there we've got, yeah, these, a couple of pins and some needles. They're a little bit rusty. A little hook. There was this little buttons. So I might sort them out, put them into little baggies, and they can go into my jars of different coloured buttons. And some beautiful colours in there though. Mostly whites, but yeah, some nice pinks and that. So I might put the blue button that we've got here that's sitting all by itself in with these blue ones. Make it a bit easier to sort. Now there were more needles. Look at that huge one. Thick wool darner, that one is. It's a big book binder, I'd say. So yes, definitely got enough needles to last my lifetime. Have to make some needle books maybe. There was this placemat, I suppose it is, but it's plastic, so that'll be great for tea dyeing some pages and seeing what pattern it makes. So I was really happy about that. Then another old box bottom full of buttons. Loose threads. Oh, that come off the bottom of that button card. It's very rare that I get any button cards that are intact. So some more of these studs, so they can go in with the others. Some more hooks, just when I thought I'd put them all away. There, a bag of vintage buttons here. That's got hooks in that as well, so it looks like I've got some sorting out to do with that, so I'll sort that out. When I pause the video, I'll sort them out, get them put away as I'm going. This thing, what the heck? Looks like some, oh, it looks like a multi-tool. Never seen anything like it, and they look like your little crochet hooks for your lace, for your doily edges and that. Very, very fine tips. Oh, that is amazing and ancient. Looks like some medical tool, doesn't it? Don't know whether it's meant to push in. I think the lid for that's somewhere around. I'll have to find it. That is the weirdest looking thing. Some more hooks. I just had a look where it's broken there. I don't know if you can read that. Hey, it's not my fault. Hard brass wire. Sorry, can't help myself sometimes. Some more hooks. Should probably put a warning on my videos. They're almost rusty, those ones. They're more brass wires. Some big vintage buttons in here. I love boxes like this. You never know what you're going to get. Can someone please tell me what these circles are? Because I find them everywhere. Are they for crocheting around to make the circles in the middle of your round flowers and that sort of thing? That is my guess. But if someone could tell me, I'd appreciate that. I assume this is, I think I found bits for like a ruffle foot or something for your sewing machine. So I think that might be a part of that, because I do have a ruffle foot and it's this amazing contraption that scares me. So I'm thinking that's what that is. Same with that, I think comes off of the ruffle foot. So it looks like all of this is just your hooks and some more of those circles and studs and that sort of thing. So I will go off and sort that lot out. Okay, I've got the next lot of rubbish here. So in the last lot there was this little key too. It looks like a little key for a little diary or something, but it's quite ornate. I absolutely love it. It's a little bit rusted, so I'll definitely keep that for the cover of a journal or something. It's beautiful. Let's put that to the side. Now, I did have the lid here that I was using before. I think I've still got it there with all this stuff in, but one of the old vintage boxes. Now I was going to chuck these all out, and this one is broken, but I think I'm going to keep this one because it's got like metal edges, which is quite cool. So might just try and reinforce that corner and use it for some storage. It's quite nice and industrial looking. Put that to the side. Now, I need your help again. It looks a bit like a stencil. Could someone please tell me what this is for? It looks like you'd make sort of scroll shapes or something with it. Yeah. But there was that. Some lead pencils. They must have been from some different country, I think. These say Lumograph, Mars Lumograph. So I'm not sure. K2, I'll have to look into that. Glue stick, it's a Pritt one. I've never used them ones before. Oh, don't know how old it is. I'd say pretty old. So we'll see. A whistle. The Acme Thunderer, made in England. I'll have to look up about that. So I'll hang on to that one. Some post-it notes, like I need more of them. So I'll put them back with the rest of my post-it notes. This ruler has a little hole there, and this has letters, like a stencil for numbers and letters that you can use as well. A compass. Don't often use them anymore, but if I want to draw a circle, I think the pin in it's got the pin there. Doesn't look like you can, unless you stick little leads up in there. Yeah, it looks like maybe you stick leads in there. I might have to investigate that. Could be pretty old. I'll look up about that one too. The old rubbers, you don't see them like this much anymore. Well, maybe you do, but I remember having them at school. Love these corner rulers. Haven't seen wood ones before, so I assume these are really old. So I'm going to hang on to them. I think that'd be cool on the front of journals, but I might just keep them as decorations for my craft room for now. Just thought they were cool. A whole lot of other rulers. I know people that collect these wooden rulers. I am not one of them, but they might be cool on the front of some journals again. Plastic ruler and one of these scientific rulers. I have no idea about cos, arc, tan, sin and all that sort of stuff. It's not something I studied at school. So probably just pass that one along. Or maybe put that on the front of some weird journal. This is a cool stapler. I'm going to keep this one, have it on my desk, I think, because it's got nice rubber things so it doesn't slip around, and it's real heavyweight. And it's got, it says it's a swivel type stapler. I have no idea what that means. So, and it looks like you should be able to turn it and staple, but I can't figure it out, so I'm going to look into that one more too. It's a Yuan Chong one. Looks quite old. So yes, I will look into that, and there's some staples in there with it. Some coloured pencils, Faber-Castell. They haven't even been used, so some more pencils, just some lead pencils and a couple of colour ones. Staedtler Mars Lumichrome, never heard of those. Germany. Crayola, Black Nor. This is really cool. It's a little needle book. It looks someone's used the top front of it as a needle. What do you call them things? Pillow cushion thing. Unfortunately, this is Canada. It's quite old. I think it's might be. Oh, maybe it's vinyl. Hard to tell. And then it's got the felt in there with some old needles. So more needles for me. Just what I needed. It is quite an old needle book though, so I'll probably keep that and insert it into some vintage journal I make. Drawing pins. This old box, and they are getting rusted, so I might keep them and try and use them for something. Another eraser for paper and film. Liquid paper, haven't used that forever. Don't know if it's usable or not, so we'll see. Whole heap of big bulldog clips. So I'll put them with the other ones I've got. Now this, I've seen these before, but I can't remember what it is. It looks like it's a block made out of wood, and it feels like that might be wood, polished wood, the letter E on there. Could you please tell me what it is? It looks like a printing thing or a stamp or something. It is very familiar, but yeah, not sure what it is, so hang on to that. And also these. Now, they sort of look like stencils, but they also look like something that's come out of some electronic thing or something. But I'll use them as some stencils or something, or put them on some mixed media thing. Another button. Put that with my other buttons. Pin cushion. Strawberry one, that's pretty cute. Elastic thingy bra strap for your hosiery. Solo. Yeah, I've got a few of them hanging around. More needles. One of these draw pulls. That's really nice. Be nice on the front of a journal maybe. Some of this binding or whatever it is. Some more there too. What's it called? Cotton T-A cotton tape. So I assume that's cotton tape too. 15 cents from Foodland that was. One of these chiffon bag things. I keep those for journals. This is a colour transparencies box, but in it is, I'm scared to look, pins and buttons. Yeah, mainly pins and buttons. I'll sort that all out with all the rest of the stuff. This is all, what do you call these ones? It doesn't even say. That's handy, isn't it? Needles, millward, for something. Crochet knitting. But now them double-sided needle things. So there's piles of those and knitting needles and crochet hooks here. safety stitch pin. Aero needles. I think that's just the brand. Maybe that's what they are. I don't know. Aero needles. But yeah, some of your crochet hooks. There was one of these like canning jar things. So I might keep that for some storage. You could fit your knitting needles or something in there. So I think that might come in handy for some storage. Fowler's jar. So there were some non-craft related bits and pieces as well. I thought they were interesting, so I thought I might as well share them with you. So this, absolutely love this. So I'm going to be keeping this to store stuff in. Has no information on it. So I don't know if it's like handmade by someone. But it is gorgeous. It's this little wooden box and the lid slides in like that. Isn't that neat? It sounds like there's something trapped in there, although that might just be the lid bouncing around in there. But I just think that's amazing. So I'm going to use that. It looks like a little pencil case or something. So I'll use that to put something in. I just love it. Might give it a bit of a clean up and a bit of a varnish and it'll come up nicely. Maybe even a sand if I'm that keen. But yeah, absolutely love that. Another little storage container. I think someone's decoupaged this one with this picture. So because you can see it sort of comes over the edge there a bit. So a little rough. It's my style of decoupaging, a bit rough. So nicely varnished though. So I don't know whether I'll keep this one or not. I might. Might be handy in the craft room for something. It's got your felt in here. There was this little, I don't know whether it's a cigarette case. These little bits of bling on it. Sometimes these can be worth a bit, but I don't think this one would be, but it doesn't have any identifying marks on it that I can see. I'm going to remember how to open it. So it's gorgeous on the inside. It's got this little note. To my darling wife with best wishes for Mother's Day, 1944, Harry, XXX. Isn't that sweet? So I'll see if I can look up about that. There are a couple of these scale length models. These can be worth a little bit. This is a 1933 Ford Model Y. So they look like they're metal car models that you'd put together. And they must have had a track that you could put them on or something, I think. So I'll see about reselling these. Just make sure all the parts are in them first. There's got to be some collector that will like them or need some spare parts or something. There's another one here, which is a 1937 Ford something or other. Oh, I love this, and I'm fighting in my head as to whether I keep it or whether I resell it. This sort of stuff, I've gone and got rid of a lot of this sort of stuff because it just sits around gathering dust, you know. I don't use it, and I've given up sort of collecting things that just sit there to look pretty. I prefer the room for my books. So, but it's got this beautiful fairy picture, and it says, "It's wonderful to me and you the things that fairy folk can do." And it's KSP, and I looked it up last night. Was it? Oh, someone Still Pottery or something. It's a pottery company in England. It's got England there. So I think someone would probably want that. So we will see. I'll keep fighting in my head about that one. It's the same with this one. This is a Royal Dalton Bunnykins egg cup from 1944. And it's so sweet. Reminds me of Beatrix Potter. style. And these are slightly collectible. People like these as well, so thought I'd share those. Oh, and then my dogs. These, I'd like to know a bit more about these. Now, it says made in Japan. Yeah, made in Japan. They've got a bit of weight behind them. I'm wondering whether they're marble. It's very hard to tell. I don't think they're plastic. They're either some sort of glass or marble, I think. And they've got this chain that holds the puppies to the mother. This one's all tangled. Yeah, so they stand up like that, sort of, which I think is really, really cool. So next I found this. It looks like it feels like suede. Little suede case. Maybe for needles or something. I think someone's tried to emboss it. I'm not sure what I'll do with that. It'd go in a journal quite nicely. And then I've got this bag full of all sorts of stuff. There was, let's put that to the side, there was this. And I was like, what the heck is this? To begin with, I thought it was some weird fairy floss. But there was something, oh yeah, curly angel hair it is, apparently. Curly angel hair. So that might come in handy for embellishing some Christmas stuff, I suppose. There is this. I have no idea. Suspect. Don't know what sort of hair that is, and I don't want to know what sort of hair that is. But yeah, oh, it's netting. It's hairnet, I think. That's all right then. Yeah, hairnet. I was going to say, looked like something other hair to me. DMC. This is cool to open this up, and it's your cottons for embroidery, your pearl cotton or whatever. So that's nice. There's some lovely colours in there. Now, I think the rest of it, there is some big lots of, I should probably take these out actually, of cotton. I assume these big ones on these massive spools are for your overlockers. That's what I assume. I'm not 100% sure on that though. But that I will keep separate. And that I'll keep separate. I think that's nylon thread. Because the rest of what is in here is your crochet cottons, and the stacks of it, which is great because I love using this for binding. Usually it's very strong. I have had one or two lots that have been very weak. But usually it's very strong, so I like to have different colours of it. Oh my goodness me, and there's another pack of crochet hooks, so I'll leave them out as well. Just double checking I'm not missing anything else in the bottom of the bag. No, I won't pull them all out, but as you can see, there's just a whole lot of different colours and that of the crochet thread. So I've got a tub for crochet thread in my other room, so I'll be adding these to that tub. Might have to do a bit of a clear out of some of the ones that I've got. I've got like multiple white ones or something. Might clear some out. So I'll put that down there. And then when I said about like the bobbins, and I've got some organising to do, why I said that was because there was this whole lot of cottons. So there's a whole lot more of what I suspect are your overlocking ones. So a few of them. Some of these are quite dirty and that, but oh well. You know, if you go and buy them new, they cost a couple of bucks each. So I figure it's definitely worth grabbing cottons like this. I might as well just tip this bag into here because I do need to sort it all out. Might just keep these big spools out of there. So yes, another bobbin in there. Keep the one separate. That one's broken. It's probably still usable, but might throw it out. I think I've got enough not to have to hoard that. There's another big one. So, but what I love is there's some beautiful colours. Beautiful off-whites, and creams, and the greens, and the browns. Definitely use colours like that in my nature journals a lot. So very, very happy with the colours that we've got here. Look at that one, that's interesting. Also, they're your vintage spools as well, which is great. So I can collect them and reuse them for crafts, which is wonderful. So yes, lots and lots of organising. Just after I've organised the ones that I've got and they fit nicely, do I get more and have to readjust all my organisation. So what I'll do is put these on top. At least they're sort of semi-separate then. And that nylon one. And then the embroidery cottons will go with my other embroidery one. And this, the hair netting, that might be useful for something. And the angel hair, oh my goodness me.